It's October 31 and I am on the Brush Lake Trail today in North Idaho. It's about 18 miles north of Bonner's Ferry, and it took me less than 30 minutes to get here from my house. So I've never been on this trail before. I always love exploring new trails, so let's see what it's all about. It's a 5.7 mile loop trail, and I think I read it was about 150-foot elevation gain, but don't quote me. I'll let you know at the end of the trail how bad it was. But it should be pretty nice. And as you can tell, it's a gorgeous day, and the tamaracks still have their needles on, and so they're all sparkling. Very pretty. So glad I get out. Some snow on the trail, but not too bad. The bears should be fat and happy this time of year, right? Well, I still brought my bear spray just in case, but I'm not too worried. But this is pretty wilderness up here. Nobody else is around. This is my kind of hiking. This trail apparently is a well-known bike trail in the area, and there's lots of neat obstacles for them to do. So I think it's more biking than hiking. There's lots of switchbacks. It's nice. Just past my first group of people, there was a couple adults and some teenagers, and so that triggered my memory when I used to work in the emergency room in Bonner's Ferry. There's a facility around here that caters to troubled teenagers, and I bet that's what this group was all about. We had lots of runaways come into the ER, lots of interesting stories. Even some movie stars have sent their kids here. But of course, patient confidentiality, can't say too much more than that, but yeah, there is a facility around here for troubled teens. This is the Blue Blaze Trail. I'm assuming that's for the trail, but it could be for trees that need to be cut down. What do I know? But there is lots of blue blazes. These past couple of weeks, my life has been so up and down, up and down. We had a couple of offers on our house. I'm trying to sell my 25-acre farm, but they were so low. Like, one was $140,000 less, and the other one was $210,000 less. And with it being in our possession for over 30 years in our family, it's hard to let something go for so cheaply when you've put in all kinds of work into it. So that's been my struggle. They both backed out, thankfully. I was trying to counter offer with them, but anyway, it wasn't meant to be. I'm still hopeful that somebody someday will want to buy it. I lowered the price, so that should help, but not ridiculously low like they offered. Anyway, that's one of my struggles. And then I had a friend pass away recently from Lyme's disease, and she was such a talented musician, Oh, she sang beautifully and could play the piano without music and just so talented. So this world is gonna be sadder, worse off without her in it for sure. But it was so hard to see her deteriorate over these past 18 months she's been sick. So yeah, Lyme's is a horrible disease. If you don't catch it in time, it can be fatal. And then I have a cousin within the last 2 weeks has started on chemotherapy. He has a football-sized tumor pressing on his kidney, and he has a spot on his lung. But the source of the cancer is testicular cancer. So he had an operation, had his testicle removed, and now going through chemo. So the poor guy. So lots of praying going on in our household. Would you go over this? Yeah, nope. Just having his lunch. I wonder what he's eating. Aww. I love his little perch. Our pastor, who went to be with his father as he had heart surgery, well, his father died. So he was supposed to officiate at my friend's memorial service, but now his own father died. How sad. Lots of deaths. There's another friend in church who her sister died, and yeah, just lots of sadness lately. Sometimes going through challenges can be a wake-up call for us, get us right with God, because you never know what can happen. This is a marsh that has frozen over. I mentioned earlier that today is October 31, and just for the record, I do not keep Halloween, I do not promote Halloween, I do not like Halloween, even though that makes me highly unpopular, I'm sure. But I'd rather think of it as a Reformation Day, because it was on this day 502 years ago that Martin Luther posted his 95 Theses on the door and caused quite a stir in the community. Sometimes when you're convicted on something and it goes against the popular norm, you still have to stand up for what you think is right. And history was changed because of Martin Luther's bravery. He definitely went against the traditions back then of the Catholic Church, and even though I'm not a Lutheran, I certainly do admire the guy. He was very bold and very brave. Walking on the larch needles is so nice. I'm loving this little section of this trail. Ah, my first glimpse of the lake. Can't hardly tell if that's lake or clouds, but it's lake. For those of you who have been following my excursions in my life, the good news is that my mom's kidneys are doing better. Her GFR is 47, that was the latest count. And so the doctor says we can take her blood every 2 weeks now. So that's marvelous. She's been drinking charcoal every day, and I've been putting charcoal poultices on her kidneys almost every day. And we believe that really is helping. It binds up all the impurities in the blood. So just a tip for anybody that might be sick out there, you could try some charcoal. She mixes it up with psyllium, and it makes it nice and thick and gelatin-like. And that's easy to spread on the bandage. And then I just slap it on her kidneys. It's fun. I don't know if it's just in Idaho or if it's in all of the US, but their trails everywhere are named by numbers. So we're on the 377 trail, and in this area there's also a 376 area. It's a mile-long trail that I've been on too, and it goes down to like a marsh area, but it's all dry this time of year. And then they have, I think, 6 sites here for camping. So, and they're really nice. They have a roof. How cushy is that? So let's stop for a minute here and check it out. About one of my most favorite fruits are persimmons. And I know it's persimmon season right now, and I have some fresh ones at home. But I found these dried persimmons, and I've never tried them before. So I'm gonna give them a taste now. Looks good. Oh, they're so good. No added sugar, just dried persimmons. Wow. I recommend them. Aw, here's a cute arch, a natural arch. This hike was just as much of a pep talk for me as anyone. If you're going through health struggles or grieving, or going through financial strain and stress, or if you're sticking up for the truth and no one else seems to be or doesn't seem to care, you're the only one, seems like you're the only one walking through the flames, just know that the Son of God is there with you. He is walking through those flames with you, even if it doesn't seem like he is. We just have to trust.
Many years ago, in a time of war, 3 young men faced a bitter test. For the king decreed that they not be freed, but instead he had bound them fast, because they would not bow the knee except to God on high. Into the flames with great disdain these men were thrown to die. But who would have performed this thing, he sat down upon his throne. But when he took yet a second look, he cried out with astonished tone, "Did we not cast into the fire a group that numbered 3? Now they're walking round as though unbound with a fourth like deity. But who would have thought that the flames would set them free? And who would have thought they would gain the victory? When with God our lot we cast, we'll have more than we could ask. We'll go walking through the flames with the Son of God." God has made it known to his very own, tribulations they must bear. For this world is not any friend to God, in his cross we have a share. But when the hour of trial comes and fire is all around, we'll find the place we're walking on is really holy ground. And praise be to God that the flames will set us free. And praise be to God, we shall gain the victory. When with God our lot we cast, we'll have more than we could ask. We'll go walking through the flames with the Son of God. When with God our lot we cast, we'll have more than we could ask. We'll go walking, walking, walking through the flames with the Son of God. With the Son of God.
So the healing hiker rating for this 277 trail, the Brush Lake Trail, is a 4.8 out of 5. I'm really impressed with it. I'm really liking it. And even though I came in a drab time of year, if it would have been 3 weeks earlier, oh, it would have been spectacular through here. And I imagine in the spring it would be very nice as well. I'm assuming that the marshes wouldn't be all dried up then. But yeah, I love it. It's got nice varied terrain and fairly easy. So yeah, highly recommended. Thank you, whoever made this trail. Well, until my house sells, I am kind of stuck for hiking now, at least for the rest of this year. So I don't know when I will see you again, but if it does sell, then I will be heading south and doing lots of exploring. So pray that my farm sells. So until then, assalamu alaikum, shalom, peace. And remember that Jesus is walking with you always.